Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Ryan Prosick. The Hazleton Police Department is now recognized as a safe center in Luzerne County. The department is now one of 8 safe centers in the county. Jessica Sirkin, Public Information Officer for the Hazleton City Police Department, told us all about what it means.
We became a safe center effective September 25th of this year, meaning that anybody who needs to get an emergency PFA, meaning that the threat against them is imminent, they can't wait until the courthouse opens at the next start of the business day, and that they need something put in place in case something were to happen with the person who is either threatening them, whether it be a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member. They're able to come to us. We can help them file for it. We call the on-call magistrate and try to get it approved so that they have some sort of protection for the evening.
Jessica also wanted the people to know about filing for an emergency PFA and what people should know about it.
Emergency PFA is a magisterial district judge after-hours order that lasts until the next business day. So if they were to receive it on a Friday evening at 6 o'clock, it's a good civil piece of paper until 8 a.m. Monday morning when the courthouse were to open up. If they qualify for the PFA, they can get any time, day or night, weekday, weekends, holidays, whenever the court is basically closed. And they just have to come to us, let us know what they're there for, and then we can assist them in the rest of the steps.
The Hazleton Police Department will now be able to file for emergency PFAs for victims needing them. A man has been accused of leading police on a car chase while having a 2-year-old inside of the car. According to Williamsport Police, officers were called to the 500 block of Wilson Street Sunday afternoon for a report of a disturbance. Officers say Fitzgerald Robinson was fleeing the scene in a sedan, and they later learned that he had a 2-year-old in the car with him. After learning that information, police stopped their chase. Soon after they stopped, the police received a report of a car crashing into a building. Robinson was arrested at the scene, and the 2-year-old was uninjured in the back seat. Robinson was trying to force his way into a woman's home, but had a PFA order placed on him. Robinson is charged with endangering the welfare of a child, trespassing, fleeing police, and other related charges. He is currently behind bars of the Lycoming County Prison on $150,000 straight cash bail. A man is facing homicide charges in district court in connection with the Pittston Township shooting. According to investigators, Christopher Carmona shot and injured a 20-year-old woman in June of 2022 after she discovered him rummaging through her car. Investigators say Carmona led police on a manhunt for several hours before he was apprehended walking along the highway. Carmona faces several charges, including attempted homicide. Senator David Argel and other lawmakers are seeking to combat the fentanyl epidemic in the state of Pennsylvania. Senate Bill 235, or Tyler's Law, is a bill to push harder penalties on drug dealers, and we talked to Senator Argel about the legislation.
The idea is that there have been way too many people who have been accidentally poisoned all across Pennsylvania, and we believe that by increasing the penalty on the drug dealers who are selling these poisons, that we can help to reduce the problem.
Senator Argel also told us that the bill is garnering support among other lawmakers.
There's considerable support, but the bill is just beginning to move. It was approved yesterday by the Senate on a pretty good bipartisan vote, and now we will see what happens in the House.
Tyler's Law was named after Tyler Shannefelter, who lost his life in 2020 after ingesting fentanyl-laced pills. Police are looking for a man they say is wanted in 3 counties. According to Forest City Borough Police, Jesse Lee Trusky is wanted for felony and misdemeanor warrants in Susquehanna, Wayne, and Lackawanna counties, including charges of flight to avoid apprehension following an incident in Wayne County. Anyone with information regarding Trusky's whereabouts can contact the Forest City Police at 570-785-3453. The Luzerne County Election Bureau has announced plans to begin mailing election ballots for the November 7th general election on Friday. The ballots will be sent to almost 22,000 county voters who submitted requests to receive mail-in ballots for the general election. Mailing the ballots on Friday would give voters time to utilize regular mail to return them. In order to count towards the election, all mail ballots must physically make it to the Election Bureau by 8 p.m. on election night. Drop boxes will also be set up at Misericordia University in Dallas, Wright Manor in Mountaintop, the Penn Place building in Wilkes-Barre, and the Broad Street Exchange in Hazleton. The state deadline to apply for mail ballots is October 31st. Voters can check their registration or ballot status by visiting pavoterservices.pa.gov. An October hearing date has been set for the trial of Brian Koberger. Koberger has been charged with the first-degree murder of 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022. The trial date was initially set for October 2nd, but was reset to October 26th after Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial in August. During the hearing, the Koberger defense team will motion to dismiss the indictment against him. Coming up on Wyln News, the theme for the 2024 Pennsylvania Farm Show is announced. Plus, PennDOT closes all driver license and photo centers for the Columbus Day holiday. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
My name is Addison. Tomorrow's weather is going to be very sunny.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Contact Pete Kasalika for a home and auto quote today.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill for Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists. Call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
High school football is back on WYLN TV 35. You can always count on WYLN for all the action, not just the highlights. This week, the Hazleton area Cougars travel to Crestwood to take on the Crestwood Comets. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. with Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar, and the WYLN sports crew. Over the air on 35.1 in Hazleton, 47.1 in Berwick and Bloomsburg, Service Electric Cable Channel 7 and 507, and online at WYLNTV.com.
Welcome back to Wyln News. The Shapiro administration has announced the theme for the 2024 Pennsylvania Farm Show. The Farm Show is an annual agriculture expo held in Harrisburg, featuring a week of events that highlight this important industry of Pennsylvania. This year's theme is Connecting Our Communities, which aims to show how important the agriculture industry is to our everyday lives. The theme was announced at the Eat Real Food Mobile Market at Paxanoa Elementary School in Easton, where Agriculture Secretary Russell Redding shared remarks on why this theme is important.
So agriculture, as we celebrate it throughout the year and this year at the 2024 Farm Show, we recognize it's the lifeblood that connects our diverse communities in Pennsylvania. It's about nourishing our communities, enriching our relationships, and strengthening Pennsylvanians for generations to come. In just 101 days, we will come together to celebrate this vibrant tapestry of agriculture that unites us all on this single day. So we're connecting the communities. We look forward to celebrating it during the Farm Show, but also demonstrating it in the work that we do throughout the year.
The 2024 Farm Show will feature fan-favorite attractions like the 1,000-pound butter sculpture, the famous Farm Show food court, sheep shearing competitions, and hundreds of other competitive agriculture events. To stay up to date on PA Farm Show news, visit farmshow.pa.gov or follow the Pennsylvania Farm Show on Facebook. The 108th Pennsylvania Farm Show will run from Saturday, January 6th through Saturday, January 13th at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex and Expo Center in Harrisburg. PennDOT has announced that all driver license and photo centers will be closed Saturday, October 7th through Monday, October 9th in observance of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. However, customers can continue to obtain a variety of driver and vehicle products, services, and forms online through PennDOT's Driver and Vehicle Services website at dmv.pa.gov. These online services are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The City of Hazleton Department of Public Services has announced that the Hazleton Public Transit Office will also be closed on Monday, October 9th in observance of Columbus Day. However, Church Street Station will remain open and buses will be running. The office will reopen with their regular hours on Tuesday, October 10th. Coming up on Hazleton's News Choice, we recap the rest of Week 4 of NFL action on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we learn about the importance of smoke detectors on this week's Firefighter Spotlight. So stay right here because we'll be right back on Wyln TV.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new cancer center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now open and offers an advanced radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, and the latest telemedicine technologies. The Cancer Center at LVH Hazleton, offering world-class cancer care closer to home. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier, for over 50 years providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections and service calls, F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR, visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Sports, and we're going to recap the rest of Week 4 of the NFL schedule. We have about 5 games to go through, and we have a little surprise at the end because there's a big thing going on in Philadelphia tonight, and you probably already know what that is at 8:08 o'clock on the dot. So let's go back to football real quick. We had the Chargers beating the Raiders 24-17. And the highlight from this game, what a day by Khalil Mack. He went from dead last in the NFL with sacks to tied for first with 6 sacks in one game against his former team nonetheless in a revenge game, which is absolutely crazy. Khalil Mack was quiet all year and just absolutely erupted in a huge spot. It wasn't an upset. It was almost an upset for the Raiders. The Chargers were charging a little bit, as I like to say, because they went for the QB sneak, or as it's called now, the tush push. According to the Philadelphia Eagles, that's what they gave the nickname to the play. Didn't work for any of the other teams, and it didn't work for the Chargers either, as they couldn't convert. They gave the Raiders the ball deep at their side of the field in clutch time, and they couldn't convert, but yikes. It's quite the season for the Chargers, but Josh Palmer and Justin Herbert called game on a 50-yard deep ball on third down, which was a ridiculous play call, but the only props I'll give to Brandon Staley is having the trust in his quarterback to do great things. Herbert did get injured with his finger. He had a glove on during the game, but we don't really know the extent of the injury. He'll probably be able to play next week. Moving on, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who put an absolute hurting on the New England Patriots, 38-3. The defense scored more than the Patriots offense did, having 2 touchdowns. It was a blowout. It didn't really teach us anything about the Dallas Cowboys. We knew they were a good team. They're in the upper half of the league, I'd say upper 25%. But it told us a lot about the Patriots, who are not ready to compete. I say it every time. Bill Belichick, the coach, and Bill Belichick, the GM, should not be evaluated the same. Bill Belichick, the coach in history of all time, is way up here, while the GM is kind of down here. He's made some very questionable moves as of late, and drafting Mac Jones just seems to be an addition to that list, as Bailey Zappi did get some time in the ball game on Sunday. He didn't do much with it, but still, it's a quarterback controversy, competition. I don't know what you want to call it, because both don't seem like the answer in New England. So it looks like they'll draft one in one of the deepest quarterback drafts in recent memory in 2024. But yeah, it's just not a good day for New England, but it was a good day for the San Francisco 49ers beating the Arizona Cardinals 35-16, which they did behind the 4 touchdowns by Christian McCaffrey. He's just a different beast in San Fran. Carolina wasn't using him right, or maybe they just weren't competing at all, and they wanted to save him. I don't know what the story is with Carolina, but they're just a mess at this point. We talked about that yesterday, but San Fran is just probably the second best team. I don't want to say that. They're the second undefeated team in the league behind the Eagles. So those two are going to go at it in week 13. I almost tripped up there and said they were the second best team in the league behind the Eagles, but I don't know. It's a really competition between them and a couple AFC teams at this point. But Arizona did compete. They were competitive. Michael Wilson scored twice. Looks promising as a rookie. And then the Josh Dobbs story, which is the funny story of the week. They didn't have his jersey in the team shop when Josh Dobbs himself went to go buy it for a family or a friend. They hooked him up, though, so it had a happy ending, so we could laugh about it because he took it cool. I wouldn't be too happy if I was on an NFL roster and, they didn't have my jersey in the pro shop, but shout out to Josh for being cool about it. But we have a Sunday night game to get to, which Zach Wilson had more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes. I'll say that just one more time, that he had more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes. I didn't think it was going to happen, but Zach Wilson looked good out there. And, they did show Taylor Swift many times, which we'll have to keep commenting on because that's the story around these parts. But the Chiefs did get a favorable holding call towards the end of the game on Sauce Gardner, and they missed one on defensive end Jermaine Johnson. So little help from the refs for the Chiefs there, but hey, it is what it is. They won 23-20, and on Monday night, not much to talk about here. Seattle beat the New York Giants 24-3. The Giants gave up 11 sacks for Daniel Jones there. Not a good night for him, and he took a beating running the football too. So a lot of unnecessary hits for Daniel Jones, and it looks like this Giants team just isn't ready to go. I'm glad Geno Smith was able to come back in the game after that tackle by Isaiah Simmons. Drew Lock got to play a little bit. He looked decent, but Geno Smith will be the engine that makes this team go at quarterback. And like I said, we have a special event tonight. We have Phillies baseball, and not just any kind of Phillies baseball, Phillies playoff baseball at Citizens Bank Park against the Miami Marlins. I'm a little nervous for this series, I'm not going to lie. I think Miami is the toughest competition we could have got out of them, the Diamondbacks, and the Cubs, but we're going to see what's going to happen. I don't doubt the Phillies at the bank, and I think everyone wants to see round 2 of Atlanta versus Philadelphia because we got them last year, but that lineup looks so much better this year, and if Strider's comfortable, it's going to be a long series, but I think it's going to be a long series anyway, and I'm excited for playoff baseball. We're going to recap the whole slate tomorrow. There's a couple games going on right now, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll be back here tomorrow to recap Game 1 of the Wild Card Series for the Phillies and all the other teams playing today. Have a good one.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier. For over 50 years, providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections and service calls. F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR. Visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites. From pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Melanie's going to tell her story about how she loves to exercise and chiropractic is just a natural way to stay healthy.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to Firefighter Spotlight. Today we continue our conversation with Lehigh and Lysan Fire Chief Tim Rossman about smoke detectors. And I know the Prevention Week this week is for cooking for this year,
right.
But you should always have your fire or your smoke detectors checked.
Absolutely. Smoke detectors are a very important part of fire prevention as well, and it's a life-saving tool. I mean, for $20 or whatever they are, put them in your home. It's a natural defense to protect you. A lot of people, batteries or the alarm will go off and then it's just a battery thing or whatever. Don't take the battery out just because it's a nuisance. Again, that comes with cooking too. A lot of people cook, some smoke will come up from whatever it is you're cooking or steam, and it'll set these alarms off. Don't just take the batteries out and forget about it, or take them off the wall and forget about it. It's important that these things operate the way that they're supposed to. I can't stress enough how important the smoke detectors are in your home. You should try to have one in every room of your home if possible. If not, just put them in a very strategically placed location. And if you're not sure where that is, call your local fire department. They'll gladly come and help you.
Yep, for sure.
American Red Cross has a program with smoke detectors. If you were to contact the American Red Cross, I'm sure they could probably help you as well.
So how often should you check these smoke detectors?
You should change the batteries at least once a year. When you turn the clocks back is a good time. Change the battery. If you do it twice a year, that's fine too. I mean, change the clocks, change the battery. So maybe 6 months. There's a lot of the smoke detectors that are out there now that are 10-year batteries. You don't have to touch them. You can't take the battery out, and they last for 10 years. And when that 10 years is up, you need to get rid of it. So the suggestion would be to write the date on the back of the smoke detector before you put it up that you purchased it. Hang it up there, and then, every once in a while just go around and clean them out or whatever, so the dust in that doesn't set them off. But check and see what the date is that the last time, when the times change, check to see what date it was when you put that up there.
Yep, certainly a lot of good tips today. I'd like to thank Fire Chief Rossman for joining us today on Fire Talk. Have a good one. If you're just tuning in, here's a recap of our top stories. The Hazleton Police Department is now recognized as a Safe Center in Luzerne County. The department is now one of 8 safe centers in the county. Jessica Sirkin, Public Information Officer for the Hazleton City Police Department, told us all about what it means.
We became a Safe Center effective September 25th of this year, meaning that anybody who needs to get an emergency PFA, meaning that the threat against them is imminent. They can't wait until the courthouse opens at the next start of the business day, and that they need something put in place in case something were to happen with the person who is either threatening them, whether it be a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member. They're able to come to us. We can help them file for it. We call the on-call magistrate and try to get it approved so that they have some sort of protection for the evening.
Jessica also wanted the people to know about filing for an emergency PFA and what people should know about it.
Emergency PFA is a magisterial district judge after-hours order that lasts until the next business day. So if they were to receive it on a Friday evening at 6 o'clock, it's a good civil piece of paper until 8 a.m. Monday morning when the courthouse were to open up. If they qualify for the PFA, they can get any time, day or night, weekday, weekends, holidays, whenever the court is basically closed. And they just have to come to us, let us know what they're there for, and then we can assist them in the rest of the steps.
The Hazleton Police Department will now be able to file for emergency PFAs for victims needing them. An October hearing date has been set for the trial of Brian Koberger. Koberger has been charged with the first-degree murder of 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022. The trial date was initially set for October 2nd, but was reset to October 26th after Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial in August. During the hearing, the Koberger defense team will motion to dismiss the indictment against him. And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.